Good morning, everybody. It's another beautiful day here in Brooklyn, and today I thought I'd do something a little different, a little new. I'm gonna go on a bookstore crawl. So, very similar to like a pub crawl, which is the only other type of crawl that I've really been on. Basically, I'm just gonna go to a bunch of bookstores around Brooklyn today. I have a few books I'm looking to pick up, but mostly just to check out the vibe and show you guys what all these different bookstores have to offer. I've compiled a list starting sort of in Bushwick, gonna move over to Bed-Stuy, and making our way over to Fort Greene, and then ending our day in Dumbo. I'm super excited. These are all bookstores I've been wanting to check out for a long time now. And honestly, what better way to celebrate the end of my first year of grad school? I'll be taking you along with me today. Hopefully, it'll be a fun journey, and let's get into it. And the other thing is, too, I just realized that I did my makeup like really nice because I knew I wanted to film today, but it's super hot outside. So appreciate this beat before she melts away, which I know she will in like the first 30 seconds. Because I forgot to mention, the other thing I'm gonna be doing today is getting my steps in. So we're gonna be walking to and from the first few places, and then I think we'll probably take the bus or the train to the last few spots in Fort Greene and in Dumbo. So yeah, very exciting. Okay, update. It's not actually too hot, so feeling nice. Honestly, this is, I think, the perfect weather to be walking in. So, okay, gang, take back what I said. It's hot, and I'm sweating. But it's okay, we're pushing through about halfway to the first place. So excited! Guys, rate my New York walking pace. Powerful thoughts? Rate it out of 10, let me know. Okay, just finished up at Molasses Books. It was a really cute vibe in there. It was kind of small, but they had a really good collection of books. A bunch of gender and sexuality books, politics, and a bunch of lit fiction as well. I walked away with, I'm gonna include the book, I forgot the title, but essentially it's by Tennessee Williams and is about a black gay figure skater. Honestly, that was all it took. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into that book eventually. Gonna be adding it to my to read pile. But yeah, that spot was really cool. They had coffees and pastries there as well if you wanted to hang out and read your book. It was a lot of fun. And now we're headed over to the next spot. Alright, finished up at Book Row. I ended up getting Zami by Audre Lorde. I've read Sister Outsider and I haven't read anything else by Audre Lorde, so I'm very, very excited to get into this one. I really liked Book Row. I think they had a really cool selection of books. Again, not the biggest place, but it was cozy in there. I thought the books were really reasonably priced. I had a lot of fun like browsing through and seeing everything they had. And now we're headed to the next place. I was gonna take the bus, but the bus never came. So we are walking, getting our steps in as we should. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the next spot. Alright, so just got done at The Word Is Changed. Such a cute bookstore. I literally signed up for their mailing list. I'm not sure if he's the owner or if he was just the bookseller today, but Alexander was so sweet, so soft-spoken, and honestly just such a vibe, and you could tell he was genuinely having conversation with everybody in the store. I did some damage in there. I did. I got Animal Farm, this really cool copy of Animal Farm actually. I got On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, a book I have been wanting to read for so long. And then the last book I got was Trevor Noah's, I believe it's a memoir. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it would be super cool for me to read and annotate it for my dad. So yeah, I'm excited to get into it. Apparently it's a good book, and hopefully that'll be a nice little meaningful gift for him as well. I would say this is not a huge store to go in, but out of everything I've seen today, this was the biggest one. It had a big collection of books, both old and new, and yeah, again, it was just a lot of fun going through to seeing what they have. Found a lot of stuff to add to my to-read list, which is always a plus, and yeah, I think I'll definitely be back, especially since it's literally a 15-minute walk away from where I live, so this will definitely be somewhere I'm going to be coming back to, and I'm really practicing my exposure therapy right now with so many people walking past, but this is good. Yeah, so I'm gonna hop on the train and head over to Fort Greene now to go to Greenlight Books. I think that's what it's called, or Greenlight Bookstore. I don't know. We'll find out. Also, just looking at my face, I don't know why my makeup goes on like this. I don't know why I have this weird patch, because it definitely was not like that this morning, and now I'm having trouble like blending it out. And if anybody has any recommendations as to why this is happening, let me know. Alright everybody, I totally lied. Turns out a bus is / should be coming, so hopefully I didn't just jinx it, but we're gonna go walk to the bus stop now. Pulling up into Greenlight Bookstore, my mind is set on one thing and one thing only. Alright, hello everybody. We are currently making our way over to Dumbo. Greenlight Bookstore, always such a fun time in there. It's definitely, I'd say, one of the bigger bookstores that we'll be going to today, although we only have one left. But yeah, as always, I love the selection in there. Nothing secondhand, everything is brand new. I love the way they separate the books based on different sections and what time of year it is. So they had a really cool AAPI section for AAPI Heritage Month. And you already know, guys, I knew I was only gonna get one more book today. It just had to be done. I would say like maybe just over a quarter way through the Ballad of Snakes and Songbirds. Yeah, guys, she's coming home with me. I knew that for sure. So yeah, I'm very excited to get into everything I got today. The last bookstore I've never been to, but it's a pretty big one, and I'm excited to see what they have in there. Excited to see what kind of vibe they got going on. But before that, I am really hungry. We're gonna stop by Lucky Rabbit Noodles. I've seen a lot about it on TikTok and things like that, but I've never actually been myself. So hopefully it isn't too busy in there, because I know it's kind of a small space. So we'll assess the vibe and see, and hopefully get some good nudes. That was some really lovely scran. Expecting a bit more of a soup-based noodles, but it was kind of like this thick sauce. No complaints though. It was good, and they had this really delicious homemade spicy sauce, which paired really well. Anyways, now we are headed across under the bridge to our last bookstore, Powerhouse Arena. Hello everybody, we are off the train and on our way home. Powerhouse Arena was a super cool store. It was giving like a warehouse kind of vibe. Had really cool art books. It's definitely a place
I want to go back to when I'm on the hunt for more coffee table books. Their selection of other books was pretty minimal, but they had some pretty good picks as well. Located in Dumbo, right across from the Dumbo Flea, which is happening now every weekend, so I feel like it's a good spot to come in to cool off. And yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Hello, everybody. We are back at my humble abode, and I am so very excited to give you guys a haul of everything I got today. We did some damage. Alright, so we ended up with 3 sort of memoirs and 2 other fiction books. Starting off really, really strong. On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. I've been wanting to read this for so very long, and as you may or may not know, I am on my journey of exercising my ability to use the public library system. But this was one of the books I knew that I wanted to get simply because I've heard so much about how beautifully he writes, and I read like the first 2 pages while waiting for my food earlier, and tell me why like I wanted to highlight every other line. Yeah, it's basically a letter to a mother who cannot read and outlines a journey of understanding family history and oneself. And yeah, I'm very excited to get into this. Next up, we have Zami by Audre Lorde. I have read Sister Outsider and I really, really, really enjoyed Sister Outsider. It's actually a book I hope to come back to soon. But this is another sort of memoir. She calls it a biomythography. Biomythography, yes, that's what it says. And I'm excited to read more and learn what that means. I think Audre Lorde is such a brilliant writer, such an important figure, not just feminist writing, but also queer and black feminist writing. So very, very excited to get into this. All right, the third sort of memoir, I believe, I don't know what they call it. The third sort of memoir-esque book, I say memoir-esque because I'm not entirely sure if it's like officially a memoir, but it's essentially Trevor Noah's story of coming of age in South Africa during the apartheid. And the reason why I picked this book up is actually because I was looking for something for my dad. I'm going to be seeing him again this summer, and I'm going to be seeing him like right after his birthday, so I wanted to find something for him. And we both really love Trevor Noah. We think he's hilarious and so smart. And so what I plan to do is read this and annotate it and write a little birthday note at the front for my dad. And hopefully he'll enjoy reading the book and my annotations and thoughts throughout it as well. All right, this next book I talked a little bit about earlier, but it's Moise and the World of Reason. I hope I'm saying that correctly, by Tennessee Williams. So the only other work by Tennessee Williams that I knew of was A Streetcar Named Desire, the play. I have neither watched or read that, but this book got my attention because it essentially is about a black gay figure skater. Like, I feel like that's all that was needed to hook me into getting this book. And it's described as a erotic, sensual, and comic novel, generations ahead of its time. So excited to get into this. I'm sure there's a lot more to the story than what I shallowly kind of know right now. And yeah. All right, guys. I already talked about this earlier, but the last book I got, Sunrise on the Reaping, I had to do it. I am currently like a quarter way through. I think I mentioned that through Ballads of Songbirds and the Snakes and Songbirds. Let me fact check myself. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, that was correct. I am thoroughly enjoying the post-initial trilogy era right now, talking about President Snow's sort of history. It's all super like exciting, and I'm so excited to watch the movie as well. But basically, I decided to go ahead and get myself a copy of this one because it would take forever for me to finally get one through the library, and I know myself, and I know I'm not gonna want to wait because I'm gonna need to get involved like ASAP to see why everybody is crying. Everybody's crying over this book, guys, and I'm scared, but I'm excited. I'm really excited. Okay, this is me like 5 minutes after I just finished filming my haul, but I totally forgot one last book I got, The Animal Farm by George Orwell. I read 1984 over winter break and I absolutely loved it. It obviously spoke so much to the current times, the current state of the world. And from what I'm seeing, this book is essentially about a group of animals who collectively decide to come together and revolutionize and take over the farm. And I am so very excited to read more and to dig deep into the deeper layers and meanings of this book and to apply it to what's going on now, because I'm sure I'll be able to. I think George Orwell writes so incredibly well, and this is a book that I'm so excited to spend a day reading, because I know I'll probably finish it in a day or two. So it's giving a weekend trip, it's giving beach read. Yeah, I'm very excited. So yeah, those were all the books I got today. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on my bookstore crawl. I hope to do a few more. Maybe I'll target different areas of New York to sort of explore the bookstores around. I honestly had so much fun walking around today. I think I would not have been walking around these different neighborhoods had it not been for my plan to see all these bookstores. So for that, I'm super grateful. And I took note of some super cool spots I want to come back and visit, like restaurants and bars and things like that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, take care, and I will see you next time.